All right. Welcome to the CoVis Codex. This is the podcast where we want to learn more about you and not so much what you do. I'm Skidvis, and I'm going to ask you a few questions. And the first one is actually, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I'm Sandi Barr. I'm a software engineer. I work at a company called Aperture here in Omaha. We're doing Angular JS and working with a geospatial library called Cesium that does maps for us in WebGeo.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty fun.
All right. Okay, so the questions I'm going to ask you are just regular plain questions, first date questions, if you will, to get more information about what kind of a person you are, what you like, that kind of stuff. What is the best concert you've ever been to?
I would have to say I went to a 3-day fish festival out in Palm Springs where they do Coachella every year. And that was probably the best concert I've ever been to because it was so clean and, I mean, the grounds were really nice and I felt like the fans were really taken care of being there. Palm Springs is kind of an old people area. There's not a lot of accommodations, but, like for young concert goers and whatnot, I guess they do a great job with Coachella every year too. But, it felt like a really good experience. Sometimes you go to these concerts or festivals and it's just muddy or gross and, you just feel dirty and disgusting by the end of all it.
Right.
Yeah, that was, and the music obviously was really great too. So, yeah, Sharon Jones got up and played with a set with Fish. They did a Rolling Stones album. It was Halloween, one of their Halloween shows. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. That was my favorite.
So you're a huge Fish fan?
I wouldn't say huge, but I do like the band. I've, followed them since the 90s. So, yeah.
Cool. Who has been the most influential person in your life?
That's a really tough question. I guess I would have to say my mom.
Yeah?
Yeah, she, always pushed me, like, when I was a kid to do better and just, excel, I guess, as a person, no matter what I was doing. She was always behind me and encouraging me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's good. What's the scariest thing you've ever done? The Fish concert?
No, those aren't that scary. I was in a really bad car accident when I was 16. I mean, it wasn't on purpose. This isn't an on purpose question, right? That's probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me.
Was it your fault?
It was, yeah. I fell asleep at the wheel
and
hit a tree, and I got banged up pretty bad. I broke a couple of legs, and I came out of it okay, but it was frightening.
I'm glad you survived.
Thanks, me too.
This interview would be weird if you weren't.
I know.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I would say both. Like, I really like to be social, and meet new people and talk to people about their experiences and stuff. But I also really need time to myself. Like, maybe I'm one of those, sociable introverts or something. But, yeah, I feel like I, get a lot of energy doing things on my own, too. So, I'm a mix.
Cool. What is one thing about you that would surprise most people?
I don't know. I don't think I'm really full of surprises.
No?
I don't I'm a pretty open book.
Okay. When you were a kid, what do you think you'd be doing now?
I had no idea, actually, like, growing up, what I was, even when people ask you, what are you going to do 5 years from now? I have no clue, like, the world is changing at such a rapid pace, and, when I was a kid, I was just enjoying being a kid, My parents, of course, thought I was going to grow up and be a doctor, but I wasn't too into that idea, and they still don't understand my career, but, I had no clue.
Cool. Is there a movie you think everyone should see?
Probably my favorite movie is The Big Lebowski, but, very few people haven't seen that one, obviously.
I actually haven't.
You haven't?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know it's
Rock have you been living
about
under?
Bowling.
Yeah, it's about bowling.
That's all I know. There's the dude and the bowling alley.
Yeah. Yep.
What one piece of advice would you give yourself as a kid?
Probably, to have some perspective and realize, like you can make mistakes and everything's going to be okay.
Don't be hard on yourself.
Don't be hard on yourself, yeah.
Everyone screws up.
Right.
What is your strongest skill?
My strongest skill, that's a tough one. I don't know.
Rollerblading?
I know a lot better skaters than I am. So, no, that's not it. I think maybe, like, bringing people together is probably one of my stronger skills. Not like in a big, like, I'm a leader type of way, but, kind of just getting people to work together in groups and kind of understanding where people are coming from and trying to bridge, gaps between people and stuff.
So you're a connector?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
If you could instantly master a new skill, what would it be?
Skateboarding. I've been trying to skateboard in the last year, and
really?
It's not easy, yeah.
Do you want to do like the half pipe, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, all that sweet stuff.
Or just go in a straight line down the road?
I can go on a straight line. That much I can do.
It's more than me.
Yeah. I'm not young anymore, though, so it's like when I get hurt, like, it hurts for a long time.
Yeah, it takes
and
a while.
Takes forever to heal.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid of it, to take those risks. But if I could learn it overnight, I would totally be into it.
Awesome. Cool. What's the longest road trip you've ever been on?
I don't like driving, so I think...
To Lincoln.
The longest, like, I've ever driven in a car, like, besides going on a road trip with my parents, is probably, like, 8 hours, to go to... I went to Rapid City this past year, or, like, driving to Denver, St. Louis, Chicago. Mm-hmm. Those are about as far as I want to drive. Right. When I was a kid... my dad would pack us up in the van and, we'd be in the car for hours and it just would feel like days. So I don't like doing that anymore.
Makes sense. If you could witness a historical event, which would it be?
It would be women getting the right to vote. I would, like to just really experience the difference in that time versus now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
To read minds.
You want that?
Yeah. It's scary, right?
I would be afraid. So afraid. It's terrifying. What song sums you up?
Maybe Taylor Swift's Shake It Off.
It's a good one.
Get over it.
Haters are going to hate.
Yep.
Yeah, shake it off. Okay. What is your spirit animal?
I don't know. I have a hedgehog. Does that count?
It could. Do you see yourself as a hedgehog? Do you
Not really.
Curl up in a little ball and float on water?
No, I'm not afraid of everything.
All right.
Maybe a dog.
A dog.
Friendly. And loyal and, just really wants people to be happy and to be happy with them. And, cheerful, go lucky dog.
Cool. Dogs are cool.
Yeah. I like dogs.
How would your friends describe you?
I don't know how they would describe me. I guess I should ask them. I would say, fun, good person who, is empathetic towards people that, I don't even know or whatever. Yeah, cheerful and generally easygoing.
Laid back, friendly, fun.
Yeah.
Cool. What would you sing at karaoke night?
Last karaoke night we had, I did sing Taylor Swift's Shake It Off.
So that's...
Yeah.
Okay. That's just your go-to song. What was your first job?
I detasseled corn.
For a living?
Well, as a teenager.
That's a thing?
That's a thing. Oh, yeah. They get buses of kids lined up at 6 a.m. and drive them out to the cornfield, and then you walk the rows, pulling out all the tassels.
Wow.
It's horrible. It's hot. It's in August, but you have to wear, long pants and sleeves because that corn it just cuts you up, and Yeah, you get paid minimum wage for it, But when you're like 14 or 15 and you live in rural Nebraska, there aren't a lot of options for employment, and there's not a lot else to do. So getting a summer job seems like the reasonable thing to do, right?
Detasseling corn.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. It's like one of the worst ones.
Here's a question I know you're going to answer yes to. But have you ever broken a bone or had stitches?
I have. I've broken, like I said, several bones in the car accident. I broke my face one time when I was 10. It was really scary. This was probably the second scariest thing that happened to me.
How do you break your face?
How do you break your face? Well, I don't know. I was a really short kid, I guess, and I was over at my friend's house with my sister, and their older brother was there, supposed to be kind of, overseeing everyone, and so no adults were there, right? And I was going out their front door, and the screen door just like blew back into my face and hit me in my cheekbone, and so I started bleeding out of my eye.
Oh God!
And I lived in a small town as a kid, and we were like, well, we're like 3 blocks from the hospital, so like the 4 of us girls just decided to walk there, and I don't know what happened to the older brother, but he just wasn't that concerned, I guess. I don't know. And my dad was the town doctor, so for me it was like this the natural thing. Like I kind of grew up around the hospital. It's like I should just go to the hospital.
I'm just gonna go see Dad.
Yeah. Well, I think he was out on a fishing trip or something. They had to page him and get a hold of him, and all this, it's kind of crazy. My mom must have been working. So it took a little bit to get a hold of everyone. It turns out I got a CAT scan and I broke my cheekbone. So I got out of PE for a little while, and that was pretty satisfying.
So do they put a cast on your face?
No, they just said let it heal, and my face is a little crooked now. It's fine. You don't notice. That's good.
Yeah, you can't see it. Wow, that's intense.
Right?
Okay, so the last question, is there anything you'd like to pitch?
Actually, I'm one of the co-founders with you of Omaha Coding Women, and that's a group that meets monthly here at CoVis. We're looking at putting the schedule as the 4th Monday. We've just started that shift in the schedule, so we'll be meeting here at the end of February, and we're going to be working on a project that I've started with Matt Payne, localomaha.org. And what that project is about is trying to get developers, designers, and, the like that don't always get the opportunity to work together, or maybe, we go to these different meetups and we don't see each other all the time, or really get the, hang of each other's skill sets and the opportunities to, work on ideas together. So what we're looking to do is we're doing a series of coder dojos. Our first one is February 7th, and we're going to get people together to work on, it's a pretty small problem set. I built just a prototype application in Angular called Matt Payne Compass. Matt was able to get a hold of a list from the local Merchants Association of several locally owned businesses, their locations, and he's got them separated out by category. So, it's a pretty simple problem set for a programmer, to come up with some ideas of what to do about it. And Andy, my fiance, came up with this, Pizza Compass, why don't we do Matt Payne Compass? And, once that idea was born, it had to happen. So, So that's the first thing that we built. If people just want to come out and, be a part of an open source project, learn from, maybe you haven't used Angular before, it's pretty basic application, learn from what we're doing and what others are doing, or, maybe you have your own ideas and input, and you're a really advanced programmer and you've got this sweet, cool idea you could do with this data. We'd love to have you out. We'll be doing another Coder Dojo at least probably 2 or 3 more before we get to, we're going to present this at Nebraska Code in March. So when we get to the talk, we'll be talking about how the open source project went with the community, trying to get people to come together, and also talking about the technology that was used to build the application.
So how does the Coder Dojo work with this project? How does that? So
basically, we'll be, like Saturday next weekend, we'll be getting together at the Community Engagement Center at the library. The library's actually sponsoring this for us. They're buying us lunch, so you should sign up. And we're going to talk about the problem set, look over, the prototype that I built, and based on the people that come out, their skills and what their ideas are, we might split up into groups or pair program together to work on some of these ideas. And then, if we have different code bases maybe that people built, and we could start another, open source project off of that, or we could fork our current code base and, kind of do something different with it and just see what we come up with.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds fun. Thanks for joining me for the Codex. Check out the links on the podcast on the website to learn more about that stuff. Be sure to share this and like this and all that other good stuff. Subscribe to the RSS feed. And thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us.
You bet. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.